Love in a Cottage, written by Anne Clowder, narrated by Cramer. Chapter 1. The Advertisement. Marlene stepped down from the railway carriage as the train pulled into the station and hurried up the steps to the road, pulling her coat around her against the chilly evening breeze. Her heels tapped as she walked briskly along the road and then took a shortcut through the park. She cast an idle glance at a pair of lovers laying in the grass, their bodies entwined closely, and wondered for a moment what it would be like to be so close to another person. At last she crossed the high street and took the lane down the side of the Odeon cinema, which was showing Gregory Peck and Roman Holiday. She had been planning to have an early supper and see the film again this evening, but that was out of the question now as she was so late home. Marlene turned the key in her front door, stepped into the tiny hallway and listened to the silence. The flat was exactly as she had left it that morning, quiet and neat and empty. She went to her bedroom to hang up her coat and tidy her hair. As she looked in the mirror, she convinced herself she could see new wrinkles on her face. This morning she had pulled out another 3 grey hairs. She walked through into the kitchen, dropped her parcels on the table, and put the kettle on for a cup of tea. She sighed despondently. How she hated living alone, but what could she do about it? Marlene had been on her own now for 18 months, ever since her father had died. Her mother had died many years ago when Marlene was a teenager, and Marlene had cared for her father devotedly. They had lived very happily together, both working and enjoying each other's company, and since her father's death, Marlene had been a very lonely woman. Her best friend, Joyce, had married 6 months ago and had immediately emigrated to Australia with her new husband. Their only contact now was by letter. To cap it all, John Smythe, her boss for the last 15 years, had retired. Marlene had had a very happy working relationship with him, and she found her new boss, a snappy, short-tempered man, hard to get on with. He had kept Marlene back this evening, altering letters where he had changed his mind, and this was what had caused her to miss her usual train. Marlene suspected that he was deliberately making her life difficult so that she would leave and he could employ a pretty young blonde in her place. In her early...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?